Round 16, Life versus RorO.
All right, so RorO up at the top, Life down the bottom. But yeah, that's already this game looking a little bit better than last.
So, what's your favorite map in the pool?
Okay, it is Frost. Okay. So this is why I really want to kind of go over this. But I mean, I think Frost is maybe the best map in the pool. It's pretty big, but it does allow rush strategies. I don't like the randomness of scouting on any 4-player map. That really irks me, and I would prefer that there were some sort of rules on how you spawn, like there was on what's the name of that old map that sucked?
Shakuras?
Yeah, Shakuras Plateau. See, you knew the one I was talking about. But yeah, I would much prefer that. Hey, welcome, guys in the audience.
Yeah, thanks for coming. Okay, so if you eliminated the randomness of scouting, I would also like the map. Because then you take a 4-player map and basically make it into a 2-player map, essentially.
Yeah, you know, just some sort of scouting rules so that, because, you know, every now and then you see a PvP there where one guy scouts the right way, the other guy doesn't. I'm like, oh, well, I mean, this is a big difference, right?
Yeah, that's exactly why I don't like the map. So,
yeah, but overall, I feel like it's a pretty well-balanced map. I feel like we get a lot of good games there. I like that there's a lot of different paths that you can walk in. You know, some of these maps, you look at, like, Yonsu, for instance, like, well, this map is just not very cool, right? Like, this forest fields kind of choke this up real quick. And
my favorite map used to be Yonsu until Immortal pushes became so strong at that little choke point. Zergs are trying to figure out how to deal with that. Like, they're killing the towers right now to stop that from happening, which has been working okay for them. But until that push became like basically too strong on that map, or nearly too strong, I did like Yonsu a lot, but
I'm not a fan of Yonsu. The thing is, I feel like Frost might be the best map, but I think my favorite map to like watch and to commentate is Habitation Station because it's just so crazy.
Yeah. Just call Marine King if you want a fun game on that map.
I actually turned it off last night before Marine King played.
Oh, really?
Yeah. When State lost, I just got so sad. I was like, all right, I'm going to...
I saw your tweet about
spend
Classic.
some time with the family, yeah. Well, you know, that's super common, actually. Like, a huge percentage of the time when a foreigner comes over and plays on TV in Korea, he gets cheesed.
Yeah, everyone was talking about this yesterday.
Yeah.
I talked to State about it as well. And
it's super common because, you know, there's a lot of pressure on them, and the micro of Koreans in general is just so good. And normally, a foreigner pro will take a little bit more of a greedy opener because there's like this intimidation factor. I've seen it so many times over the past you know, like 6 years or so.
In this game, both players are now taking their gases. It's been a pretty, you know, economic game for both of them. But on your point, you know, State actually told me that he studied a lot of Classic game, and all of his teammates were telling him like, Classic will not all-in you. A lot of people would because you're a foreigner, but he won't. And that's what happens.
Well, this shows just how legit Classic is. Like, people forget this guy was a first-round, first-draft pick in StarCraft 1. He was, like, the new good Terran player to draft. I remember I was there with Eastro when they grabbed him, and, like, the kid is so legit in his skill. And, like, a move like that actually completely proves it. Because when you think, well, there's no way he can do it, well, damn, he pulled the wool over your eyes because he'll do anything to win.
That's what made me happy when Creator hit those gateways in his PvT and won that game. Because you never expect that from him. So both players getting speed, both getting the lair, both one Evo Chamber. This is as mirror as it gets. So you can almost draw like a line of symmetry between the production tabs, except a lot more Overlords being made, in fact, for RorO right now. Which usually indicates he wants to attack or make a lot of roaches. But he's have like almost too many Overlords here. He's like 42 out of 84 right now. That's like half. He's like twice as much as he needs. I think he's going to make a bunch of roaches here. It looks like it. I mean, he's banked a bunch of minerals.
There's something actually kind of interesting here is the fact that RorO actually didn't make a layer. Only Life is going for a layer here.
Oh, you're right.
But Life is also making a lot of Zerglings. He has extra drones as well, and you can see he's trying to take a third. So he's actually doing two things more than RorO is, which makes this attack from RorO something that could be quite dangerous.
And this is basically exactly what you predicted would be a good strategy against Life. A Roach timing with, he's going to have just Zergling speed. He's not even going to have Evo Chamber upgrades. He's hit this very well. Life is going to be able to cancel his hatchery, but that's not as important as scouting these Roaches that he's very thankful he'll be able to do.
Well, this was a really good move by Life, and he's gained a ton of information. See this many Roaches out on the map right now, that is so important. And right now what we have to see from Life is, notice, he cancels his hatch because he has to just make Roaches right now.
Yeah.
That is literally the only thing he can do. He has to make a ton of Roaches, make sure he holds on here, because he has more tech, he's going to have speed, he's going to have +1. RorO has to get damage done now, or Life is going to be in a gigantic lead.
Yep. See if he can break through here, already making basically a double wall right now. The Roach Warren is exposed, and he could actually lose that, and Roach speed here, it looks like. Queen's in a good position, but this may be too much here. He's going to run through, he surrounds the Queens. Does he have enough DPS to get through with reinforcements? I think he might.
Doesn't get any transfuses off here. Really good targeting here from RorO. He is certainly doing some damage, but we're so close to the rally points of Life here that it's looking like he's going to hold.
Yeah, he's going to hold even without Roaches to back this up. He made all the Roaches he needed to hold there, and even without being able to make more, you can't break through here. It's just not enough.
You know what? This was a really important moment that he actually got the Roach Warren, because if there was speed Roaches right now, the map would belong to Life very quickly here. Right as his Roach Warren pops back open and he gets to make another round of them, he controls everything with that Roach speed, but he doesn't have it, so the game does go on.
Yeah. So back at home for RorO, he's getting his lair up. He's taking that third base. It's actually being attacked currently by Life. He actually will probably force a cancel here again. Yeah, it's not far enough along. He's definitely going to have to cancel that.
That's rough, man.
And he's going to lose a drone too. Ouch.
Life is doing a fantastic job so far. And it's not that RorO is playing poorly either. He's playing a good game. He's chosen a reasonable strategy, and it had some effect at least. But, you know, Life is, his multitasking is really good. His map awareness is really good. He's all over the place with these Zerglings, and the fact that he's canceled 2 hatches, and he saw how many Roaches were there, so he had enough time to make his own Roaches. It's fantastic. He's in a good spot.
Has he completed Roach speed?
No.
No, he doesn't.
I do not believe so.
Yeah, he restarts
right?
it now. Or no, that's actually the...
Yeah,
okay, now he starts it.
Looks like he wanted to focus a little bit more heavily upon getting that hatchery up and getting his upgrades going, which actually makes sense because this is all lining up pretty well for him. It would make no sense for him to just get Roach speed immediately, then go out and attack. Yeah. He may as well get some better upgrades while he can. And
more Roaches, too, to defend his hatch.
Exactly. Just macro up and worry about the speed later, because he's got creep all the way over to his 3rd hatch already.
Yeah, that's very true. And, I mean, if you look at the group of units that's on the map for RorO here near the 3rd base, it's a puny little army. That's not going to be able to get anything done. I mean, he's in a pretty tough spot here. His Life is getting all the pieces of his tech up here. He's also getting the +2 for his Roaches, so he's going to have that going for him as well.
That's right. He's going to be at 2-1, whereas the +2 attack just started for RorO. And we're going to see his macro really start to kick in, because he's had more drones all game long.
Yeah.
And that makes a really big difference over time. Look at this supply differential. He's actually up by almost 20 army supply at the moment.
Yeah, and I mean, worker count stays even for now, but I mean, basically because Life has control over this game, he can now start to dictate exactly how many units RorO has to make by either attacking over here or just putting pressure on. His 3rd base is under attack, and it looks like he's fended that off.
Yeah, well, I think at this point, you know, he had a few units there, forces those Lings away. The Lings have to get something done here, but Life is on top of it once again, putting his Queen in that hole.
Really nice to kill his base, that's for certain. And he just has this huge upgrade lead. And he's actually not even going to break through that Queen.
Absolutely crazy, man. Look at this. In the meantime, he does walk up this ramp with these Roaches, and he's just going for it.
Yeah, he's just going to break his way through here because he has that huge upgrade lead over RorO. And looks like this game may very well be over here. I mean, even if he holds, he doesn't have a 3rd base. Life has so much better economy. And I don't think he's actually going to hold.
You know, I think I can safely say I think it's going to be SOS in Life now. GG.
GG.
RorO really kind of failing there compared to Life. Like, Life really outplayed him in this series.
Yeah, that was a great series by Life.
Again, RorO didn't play bad in that 2nd game. It was just, Life was on top of every single moment, and that's it. RorO had to do more damage than he did. He did enough to make the game continue to go forward, but you know, you cancel a couple hatches and you're in good shape.
That was really well played by Life. Way outplaying RorO this series, and RorO said Life was going to get out no matter what. Well, he certainly takes an early lead here. He's now one best of 3 away, essentially advancing in first place.
He's well on his way right now. It's funny to think that ZVZ is his worst matchup, because every time I see him play it, I'm like, wow, you're really good at ZVZ.
Well, it just goes to show he's just really good in general at every matchup. If this is his worst and this is how he plays it.
Yeah, that is for certain. Well, that means that we have Curious against SOS coming up next. But first, I think we got to jump to a quick commercial break, so don't